right, now welcome back to Good Day, and of course, you know how much we love here on Local Day a good book.
Yes, absolutely. And today, a local author from Tiffin pens a young adult novel about discovering wisdom and bravery. Victoria Lowery is with us this morning. So, Victoria, thanks so much for joining us. So we have your novel here. So just give us a little background about this.
Well, to tell you a little about the story, it begins when Polly Parker turns 14 on her 14th birthday, because that's the age when you can choose to see your shadow if you want to. And the shadow side of ourself is something that everybody has. It's not necessarily scary. But we understand that seeing things actually makes it easier to understand. And there's three factions of people in this world, in Polly's world. There's the seers, and those are the people that choose to see their shadow. Polly's grandparents were some of the original seers, and they actually invented the technology that enables the shadow to become visible. And then there's the shadow dodgers, and they're people who choose not to see the shadow, either maybe out of fear or complacency or something. And then there's the free thinkers, and that's a very small group of people who use money and power to manipulate other people, and they wish to keep the secrets of the shadow from other people knowing them.
So you gave us a little bit of the book. Give us some background on you a little bit, because this is a bestseller right now. But this was something that came about recently. You were working what people would say a normal job, and then boom, you said, I needed to make a transition. So tell us a little bit about that.
You know, life is not a straight and narrow course. We make changes. But I actually had a knowing I was going to write this book at 14, but same age as Polly. But I had a career in business. I was an ambassador for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I became Mrs. Ohio right here at the Stranahan Theater in 2001, and that led me to a career in the Chamber of Commerce Management. But back inside of my head the whole time, I kept feeling this urge to write. Never went away, gnawed at me all the time, and to talk about emotions. That's the big thing. So I, 14 years ago, took the big plunge and left that. I was a CEO of the Chamber of Commerce Executives of Ohio at the time. And now this is my fourth book, including one that I did with Jack Canfield of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So here we are.
Of course, the book, but then we've got a little bit behind it here. Let's remove the book to behold.
Are you ready?
Yes, tell me, what are we doing?
Okay, you have your rocks. So we're going to pretend that this is a shadow, and don't be scared of it, because it holds painful things, but we're here in life to learn, right?
Yeah.
That's the only way we learn. So if you would read your rock and drop it in the shadow.
Unresolved anger.
Yes.
So you said you wrote about emotions. Why was emotion something at the age of 14 you felt there was such a need for you to have that idea then, and it's a passion of yours, because now you've written about it?
Good question, because simply emotions are our superpower. I mean, just hands down, period. I mean, we could elaborate, but that's it.
Yeah.
Emotions drive our thinking, drive our heart, drive our actions. Anything that you put emotion behind is going to be that much more powerful, much more likely to happen. So, to me, it needs to be a core part of our education.
Yeah, and for a 14-year-old out there, what's your next one?
Hurt feelings.
Yeah, you get those hurt feelings stuck down in there, and you don't know how to resolve them. You know, they go in the shadow.
Put it in the shadow. So for a 14-year-old out there, and they're dealing with these emotions, is this a book for them to read, or more so for their parents to help them out?
Well, since the main character is 14, usually kids like to read up a little bit, so upper middle grade to teens, that's the sweet spot. But 55% of young adult books are read by adults as well. So the adults have been getting a lot of positive feedback as well. But yes, it's very appropriate for a teenager. There's nothing in it ugly, no curse words, no bad scenes, no nothing that to be scared of. It's a very uplifting and positive story.
Yeah.
So
really love that.
So now I've put my emotions inside this bucket. Oh, keep going.
a couple more.
No, you got it.
Okay.
Blocked emotions and self-betrayal.
Oh gosh, yeah, we can do that. We can say yes when we should have said no.
Right.
You know, that kind of inches away at our self-respect a little bit. And these little things that might seem like a little rock, but it adds up. But over time, you got all those, and it gets pretty heavy over time. And that's the kind of stuff that we hold in our shadow. Again, everybody has a shadow side. It's really kind of unconscious, a lot of it is, but we carry that around with us every day, and it gets heavy, and it kind of lowers our energy, it decreases our happiness, and very importantly, it blocks us from discovering all of our abilities.
Yeah.
So when you learn the 6 secrets, which you learn in the story.
In the story.
Yes. Now this might be, I hope it's not too loud. Is this too loud?
No, it's okay.
Keep going.
Okay.
This is part of the metaphor. Go.
Okay, yes, yes. So we get that out. We get that gunk out of the shadow when we know the 6 secrets, and then it's light, and we become one and ready for this. The shadow's our friend.
There we go.
So as we can see, there's a great message, good story behind all of this.
It's inspirational fiction.
Yeah.
Yes.
And where can people get their hands on the book?
It's available at all the major retailers. You can also go to my website at victorialowery.com, and there are links there. So that'll take you right to it. And if I could just say one more thing, if we'd have time. Okay, Higher Realm is the name of the school. And at the school, it is kind of I would hope it would be kind of a fictionalized example of how schools could be, because the core curriculum involves classes like positive, negative energy, internal recognition, empathy, and at this school, no creative idea is left unexplored. And every student is there to discover their life purpose, their unique life purpose, because each one of us has one. And it's natural and expected and part of what everybody around them supports.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that nice positive message.
Definitely, it's very important. All right, well, now still to come on Toledo's most local 9 a.m. show.
If the kids need something to do during spring break, which I think a lot of parents would agree, we might have the perfect place for them to have fun and learn about Toledo's greatest resource, the Maumee River and Lake Erie. We'll explain when Good Day continues.